To begin with, there is an uneasy calm in the Tontokrom community in the Amensie South district of the Ashanti region following the death of 3 in a clash between the youth of the area and security men protecting a mining concession. A resident was allegedly shot dead during a confrontation with the private security operatives on Saturday. This infuriated the youth, who launched a reprisal attack and lynched 2 of the alleged attackers.
3 persons have been confirmed dead following a clash between residents of Tontokrom in the Amensie South district and some heavily built men allegedly protecting a mining concession. A resident was allegedly shot dead during a confrontation with a private security operative Saturday afternoon. This infuriated the youth, who launched a reprisal attack and lynched 2 of the alleged attackers. Emmanuel Apia is an eyewitness.
I'm a one that is Asanko Mines Neonatal Bakuruma.
Asanko Mines brought in military men to chase out our men when they went to their site. They unfortunately gave warning shots, which got to 2 people who are no more. The truth of the matter is that Asanko Mines unleashed some macho men to kill 2 people in this community. A day before the incident, the chiefs and residents of Tontokrom staged a protest to demand the establishment of a community mining scheme in the area. They chase us with policemen and security guards. They are always intimidating us with the police and the military. We are pleading with government to establish a community mining scheme for us. We won't let Asanko Mines take over our community. The indigents say mining is the main source of income for most of them, hence the need for the government to expedite action to place them under community mining. They are unhappy months after applying to be placed under the scheme. The government is yet to approve the community mining at Tontokrom.
As a Sagana former and enjoy your community mining. Enti Yadinkrata sem egu akwem. Etu anamawa ye pre community mining. Eno anama Asanko for a sorry yaso, adia chia nom dia soja for abegu yaso, abrubi a pre nipa bebre. Dabiara da sana e koso. Adan ena wo pa adwuma ama wo company. Na me so me ya Ghana ni ba.
We sought the establishment of a community mining scheme, but since then, we have been intimidated throughout. Why should we be killed for seeking a community mining scheme in our own community? This is an election year, so Dr. Baumia must act. If they don't establish the scheme by June, we won't participate in the election.
Sir, community mining no a free March e May June. Na say community mining no you register ya and you hu say so you to.
The District Security Council will be meeting with managers of Asanko Gold and leaders in the Tontokrom community for a possible solution to the current impasse. For Joy News, my name is Nana Boache Dankwayadom, Tontokrom.
Now, victims of Ashaiman military brutality have petitioned the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, to fast adoption of the committee's report to enable justice to be served. It's been almost a year soldiers invaded the Ashaiman community following the murder of a young soldier, Trooper Imoru Sharif. In a petition signed by regents of Ashaiman, they lamented about the delayed justice for victims of the March 7th incident. Ernest Nogbe is Member of Parliament for Ashaiman, and he joins me via phone. Good morning, good evening, Mr. Ernest. If you can hear me.
Good evening and good evening to your listeners.
Right. Thanks for joining us on the show. Now, what we are curious about is why is justice seemingly delayed based on the petition we've received?
Well, thank you very much. For that one, I may not be able to tell, but the only thing I can say right now is that the committee that Mr. Speaker directed to investigate the matter had concluded its investigation somewhere in October, and the report was laid in November 2023. But as we speak now, it has not been debated on the floor, though it was presented and also distributed to members, was laid on the floor and distributed to members. We have not, it has not been debated as we speak now.
Why is that? Why has it not yet been discussed or debated?
Well, I may not be able to tell, as I said earlier, I may not be able to tell the Speaker and then the leadership of Parliament, especially the majority leader, will have to program it for debate. And this report consistently appeared on the business statement and, for that matter, the order paper since November till today. But as we speak, they have never called it for debate. It has not been discussed on the floor for the report to be adopted and the recommendations implemented. And that is where we are. And the people of Ashaiman, including the chief of Ashaiman, are all, agitating. They are up in arms, including the victims of the brutality. And so the needful that was done was to petition Mr. Speaker. I drew Mr. Speaker's attention to it on the floor of the House. He promised it was going to be taken. The majority leader at that time also promised it was going to be debated and adopted. But as at last week, it had not been done, so the stakeholders of the community had petitioned Mr. Speaker to expedite action on the matter.
So, but this is your constituency, and you are in between Parliament and the constituents. What do you think? When do you think justice will be served, or this issue will be debated in Parliament, so we move forward?
Well, I'm pretty sure by next week this should be done, because when the petition was presented to Mr. Speaker, he drew our attention to that effect. The committee ranking member and then the chairperson, including some of us as a member of Parliament, he drew our attention to it. And so I'm hopeful that by close of this week, the majority leader or the business committee will program it to be debated and adopted. And so, as I said, if the report is not debated and adopted, the recommendations cannot be implemented as well.
So we should expect that by close of this week, it will be debated and adopted?
Hopefully. And if that is not done, then I think we have the next line of action to be taken.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, so moving on, about 250 students of Ejiso Senior High School Technical School have been displaced following a rainstorm that ripped off a dormitory block of the school. The downpour ripped off the roofing of the oldest block of the school, which landed on high-tension cables and the school's main gate. The Krapa MA Junior High School and Ejiso Experimental Schools also had their roofs ripped off. My colleague Oheming Tewia, who visited the schools, says authorities have sought temporary shelter in the warehouse for the affected students.
It is Sunday, the first Sunday of the month, the day set aside by school authorities of Ejiso Senior High Technical School to allow parents and guardians to visit their wards. It comes less than 24 hours that rainstorm devastated the school's oldest dormitory block, ripping off the roof. This means students are not only stranded, but the academic work is disrupted. Municipal Chief Executive for Ejiso, Samuel Odro-Frimpong, who led officials to visit the school, says efforts are being made to resolve the issue of accommodation for students of Ejiso Senior High Technical School.
The sheets fell on the high tension wires. The ECG people were also here to help remove the wires and to ensure that power is restored to the school. So in the evening, we helped the boys to sleep in one of their classrooms. So this morning, together with the presiding member, honorable members, assembly members here, the PTA chairman, I had already informed my member of parliament, Dr. John Pontiakuma, who tasked that this morning I come with assembly engineers to come and do the proper assessment so that we can get the estimate for bringing back the roofing. But because the boys slept in the classroom yesterday, that was a temporary measure. We needed to get a place for them this morning. Lucky enough for us, PBC, they have some buildings around. So we contacted the regional manager, and he has given us one of the rooms. At the moment, we are doing the cleanup exercise there to make sure that we put the place in shape to transfer all the 150 boys to the place so they can have a place to put their head.
Saturday's heavy rainfall did not only affect Ejoso Senior High Technical School, but also affected Ejoso Experimental School and that of Krapa M.A. Basic School. Municipal Chief Executive Samuel Odo Frimpong tells Joy News the Municipal Assembly is collaborating with the Member of Parliament for the area to find lasting solution to the issue.
This is the oldest building so far as the school is concerned. It's been here for almost 80 years. So no wonder it was affected by the rains yesterday. We will rely on the report from the engineers, whether we need to pull down the whole building or just maintain the existing one. So this morning we met the entire student population. We have given them all the needed assurance.
There are calls for the school to be closed down temporarily, but Municipal Education Director Kwabena Owusu says school authorities are collaborating with the Municipal Assembly to find an amicable solution to the problem.
They are about to vacate for the semester, but you see, unfortunately this happened. I believe if God should have heard our prayer, we should have prayed that this thing should have happened during vacation, but it never happened so. They are about to have their examinations by the end of this semester. Some of them are going to prepare for WASI. They have to be trained, and because of these issues, it's going to affect them a great deal. You see, they have a lot of syllables to go through. I don't think that they have completed all their syllables for the semester. So we believe that we have to, sit down with the head of the institution, discuss about how best we have to vacate very early for them to go to their various homes. Whereas we also look at the structure and try to put them right.
From Ejoso, for Joy News, Asanko Mines reporting.
Welcome back to Joy News Prime with me, Sweetie Abochi. Moving on, health authorities in the Ayawaso West Municipality have launched an urgent investigation into the escalating cases of upper respiratory tract infection, which persists as the predominant health concern for the third consecutive year. The agency is compounded by a simultaneous rise in hypertension cases, propelling health officials to swiftly uncover the root causes behind these surges. My colleague Michael Ashale has more in the following report.
In the Ayawaso West Municipality, a concerning health trend has taken center stage as upper respiratory tract infections continue to surge, claiming the top spot among the 15 leading causes of morbidity for the third consecutive year. In 2023 alone, the municipality recorded a staggering 25,700 cases of URTI, almost doubling the figures from 2021 when 13,300 cases were reported. At an annual review meeting, it emerged that there were more than 172,000 illnesses reported at the various health facilities in the municipality. Principal Health Officer Rosemond Asase gave the breakdown.
It's seen here once again that upper respiratory tract infection is topping in the years that we have been in existence.
Exposure to air pollutants such as fine particulate matter, nitrogen dioxide, and ozone has been linked to respiratory illnesses, including URTIs. These pollutants can irritate the respiratory tract, making individuals more susceptible to infections. Additionally, air pollution may weaken the immune system's ability to fight off infections, making individuals more vulnerable to respiratory illnesses.
Other important issues emerging include climate change and issues relating to air pollution. The effects of these, we know, can be devastating to health.
In her address, Dr. Louisa Ademki Mate, the Municipal Health Director, underscored the significance of deteriorating climate conditions and their potential impact on the prevalence of respiratory infections.
We know also the relationship between air pollution and non-communicable diseases such as chronic respiratory diseases like asthma and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and even the cancers.
In recent times, Accra attained the unenviable top spot as the city with the most polluted air. The EPA and the Ghana Health Service both issued separate statements on the impact of the pollution on health. Nonetheless, Dr. Mate, while addressing the issue, refrained from immediately establishing a direct correlation between air pollution and the rising instances of upper respiratory tract infections. She spoke on the sidelines of the event.
As a district, we would this year look into these conditions that we have classified as upper respiratory tract infections, liaise with the facilities and look at how we can segregate the data, take more history from people who come reporting with upper respiratory tract conditions and see how many of them we can relate to other things other than infections.
The area surrounded by busy roads like Tetekwashi Roundabout deals with continuous air pollution from vehicle fumes. Clean Air Fund's census highlights the issue. Desmond Appiah, Clean Air Fund's country director, stressed on the need for investigations and specific policies in the municipality to address the growing health concerns.
Part of the projects that we are running is also putting local census to augment what EPA has, and it gives a good sense of where we need to realize that pollution may be high, and then identify the things that are happening around those areas that may be leading to that pollution, just so you can be able to target your actions. This is where they say the rubber hits the road. In the districts is where the real action happens.
With a total of 32 health facilities, majority being privately owned, the Ayawaso West municipality is yet to welcome a new government-managed health facility. Municipal Chief Executive Sandra Ahinkra confirms the upcoming addition to enhance healthcare services in the area.
I am therefore happy to inform this forum that our municipality is benefiting from the government's Agenda 111 program. This will involve the construction of a 100-bed district hospital at Roman Ridge, having finally overcome the major obstacle of land. The consultants have been instructed to commence work.
Like the adage goes, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Translating it in relative terms, wearing a nose mask daily acts as a protective shield, keeping health concerns at bay. This story was a collaboration with New Narratives. Funding was provided by Clean Air Fund. The funder had no say in the content of the story. For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
MCE of Ayawaso West Municipal Assembly has, the country director of Clean Ghana Air, apologies for that. Now, in other stories, treating neonatal jaundice in the Gosu municipality of the Ahafo region has over the years been difficult for the municipal hospital due to a lack of an effective phototherapy machine. An improvised phototherapy device, otherwise known as Firefly, built with a wooden framework and 3 defective UV bulbs, is hampering treatment as babies take longer periods under the machine. An NGO, Redeeming Hands Foundation, has provided the hospital with its first ever Firefly phototherapy machine to ease the burden and facilitate quicker treatment of neonatal jaundice.
The concerning escalation in neonatal jaundice cases, with reported numbers rising from 3,031 to 9,207.